What is up, my Lorcana Goons? Welcome back to the Lorcana Goons channel. My name is Kevin, and you're watching the Quest with a Guest podcast. Today, on this episode of Quest with a Guest, we are joined with Alpha JBO, who is the leader of the Jafar movement from what it's looking like. Alpha JBO placed in top 128 at the Disney Lorcana Challenge in Texas, Fort Worth, playing an Emerald Amethyst Jafar deck. He's been piloting Jafar decks since set 3, posting a lot on Facebook and the Lorcana community, so you've probably seen his posts around talking about how good the shiftable Jafar Floodborn target is and how you can utilize his ability to gain lore every time you draw cards. And he's been piloting this deck since last format, been seeing a lot of success, and saw some success at the DLC Fort Worth. So we're gonna break down the deck, talk a little bit about Emerald Amethyst as a color combination, going into the new format as well, and his experience overall playing the DLC Fort Worth with a non-meta deck. So stay tuned to Lorcana Goons for more. What is up, my Lorcana Goons? Welcome back to the Quest with a Guest podcast. I'm your host, Kevin, joined by my co-host, Zach, and our guest this week is going to be none other than Alpha JBO, leader of Alpha Nerd Gaming, the official Jafar representative in the Lorcana community. How are you doing, my guy? Real quick, I do want to say I met him at Texas. I've been talking to bro since, set 1, chapter 1 is when I think we first started chopping it up online. Yep. He's been playing a lot of original meta decks. Anti-meta decks is what it feels like, how you doing today, man? How'd you do in Texas? Tell us, tell the Lorcana Goons community.
Well, first thing first, everybody know the flight situation. So started off kind of rough because I didn't get no sleep because I was at the airport since 3 o'clock in the morning. Got to Texas about like the next following day at 1 o'clock in the morning, so I had to get up and ready on a Saturday. So I went with no sleep. So started off with that. So but either that, got my deck ready, the deck list. I did make some changes before heading to the tournament because I was thinking about a certain card. I kind of got the meta wrong, so when we finally played, I didn't know there would be so many still songs. So it was crazy. So
Oh no, yeah, dude.
and thank God.
I feel like a lot of us got the meta wrong, dude. Like, I also did not expect to play so many steel decks throughout the tournament. Yeah, it was crazy. But you did finish in top 128, right? If I'm not mistaken, you earned yourself a Let It Go. What was your record at the end of the day?
My record was 405. Did not see a 2-0 skunk. I blame all the Silsong because I wasn't fully ready for them for all my ties. Those are all my ties from 4 of the blue, 1 from the blue steel, and 4 of them for Silsong. So I was not prepared for that.
Okay, man. And you went with a green-purple deck, an Emerald Amethyst list that we don't really see played in the meta. This is the first time I've really seen it in tournaments. I mean, not the first time because I follow your posts, so I've seen you do well with it in tournaments, but you don't really see people play this type of deck in the tournaments, my guy. So can you explain a little bit to me? Can you explain to me and the viewers the lore behind like your love for Jafar, where that comes from, and how did you end up deciding to play an Emerald Amethyst Jafar deck for the Texas Championship? Like, what goes on into your mental where you're thinking this is the deck to play?
All right, so this is for a person that was already Quest with a Guest, R&B, my guy, my brother, my mentor who taught me how to play the game, and I ain't gonna lie, all the credit goes to him because him and Humble was one of the best friends I had to start off with Lorcana, and they taught me the game a lot more because I came from Yu-Gi-Oh, so I came for the Yu-Gi-Oh type of mentality, and they gave me the right tools, sharpened me up, and shout out to them. But one day, uh, R&B was like, I seen the Jafar cut. I'm like, I see the wheel. I'm like, okay, cool, because he plays blue steel. He's like, the wheel's so broken. I'm like, Jafar, I think there's a lot more to this card Jafar than what it is. I think that this card have very much potential. He's like, oh, it really doesn't. So I'm like, since he went blue steel, let me just go purple steel at first and give it a crack. So as you guys can see, I didn't expect the movement to be so real. I started doing the purple steel Jafar to begin with, and from there it just started taking off. And I was like, for a moment, I took that and then started winning the championship when Stitch was popular. The first tournament, the championship, started bringing home some Stitches, and people was like hitting me up. What is this deck list? What is this? Is like, how do you play this? I'm like, I'm all new to this, so I'm like, it's so overwhelming. Like I have people from like from Russia, all around the world, is asking me about this deck and how do I run it properly. So it's like I've been overwhelmed with that part. And only problem I was going against was red blue. So red blue was the toughest matchup. For some reason, that meta deck was like taking over the map at the set three, and that's the only problem. So I had to work for it. So with that note, I was like, oh man, what should I do to with Jafar that could help me be like an equal balance in my type of game style? So I went with green. So Ursula Singh is second, star to the right again. It's just deadly. Like you draw, I draw 10, you gotta look at me draw 10, and I gain 10. That's like the worst feeling an opponent can see somebody does. Uh a few people said that it's a bad deck because I choose them like I can make you discard and I can draw. So that's why I call it on the label DD combo is discard and draw combo. And people didn't like it. People saying that the deck was not fun to play against. And I usually don't take it out in locals. I just take it out to competition. So that's how that story went. Had to find a better way for Jafar, and nothing's beats. You might wheel for 7, but I can quest. I can gain 10 lord and gain 10 cards, and I can have more answers in my hands than you having a whole new set of 7.
Yeah, no, this deck list is very interesting. I kind of want to ask a couple quick questions. How is the
Okay.
Blue Fairy and Bucky split? You are playing both in your lists, and they do have the Floodborn triggers.
Mhm. So the way how I play this deck style, because I believe in Lorcana, when you build your deck, it's your style of play. So for me, I put the blue fairy in just in case, because I was getting prepared for green steel, because this is going to be green steel last dance. So I was prepared for that. So the only way to beat green steel is for you to keep drawing. So that's why I put the blue fairy. So if I had the blue fairy to begin with or a Bucky, I have two different gameplays. So if I mulligan for the Bucky, I get the Bucky, I play the Bucky. If I mulligan for the blue fairy, I go for the blue fairy route. So I would have myself two options except for having one.
Nice, nice. Okay, so you have yeah, it's those are your only two drops. You have the Bucky, the Blue Fairy, and the Ursa Deceiver. I say you're not playing anything like Flynn. Instead, you decided to capitalize on being able to play Floodborns on turn 3 and 4,
Yeah,
which is kind of nice. Especially now that there's a new Archimedes coming out in set 5. I don't know if you saw that. It's a Floodborn, so it'll also trigger Blue Fairy. No more
I see
Bucky,
it.
but yeah. What other what are some other good tech cards in here, and what are they used for? So I see something like Peter Pan Shadow Finder. I imagine that's to stop opposing Diablos. But can you go a little bit more in depth with cards like maybe strike a good match, or like how do you deal with problematic cards like locations?
Okay, so Peter Pan is one of my, I think it's my pretty much my trump card. People tend to use it. I use it because it gives evasive rush, so it gives me a chance to have either Jafar smack into somebody when I hard cast them for the 4/5, and my Pegasus. So pretty much the thing is, long as the Jafar is deserted, I get to keep like yeah, pretty much it's a skill game. People tend to tell me like you're ill in the mind, Alpha. Like nobody ever expect to even swing with Jafar. I say yes, I'm that guy. I do the less expect to win the game. And they're like, "Oh yeah, he is deserted." I was like, "Yup."
Yeah,
So no
that's
matter
crazy. Give it Jafar a rush, swing for 4, and then you still get the ability to gain the lore. Okay.
correct, and that's why I run with the hidden cove too to keep him alive from Along Came Zeus. Also to give him a little willpower. He also, believe it or not, Diablo becomes a weapon too himself. So it's like for the free shift, you might as well take advantage. Some people take the free shift for the advantage for the extra draw. I use it just to take out another Diablo or anything. I'm that type of player. Just we both gonna top deck. We're gonna have to top deck together.
Okay, okay. So what exactly were your matchups that day?
My matchup was first match was against a Amber Amethyst player that was playing super aggro, super aggro. I was surprised to even see that in the first round. But what saved me there was my 7 drop Ursula.
Mhm.
She saved me a lot because she's a big body and she can swing, and she's a shift on turn 5. And my Diablo saved me too. So on that note, my other matchup was against Ruby Amethyst 2-0 that another Ruby Amethyst 2-0 that um pretty much everything else was like I had to work for it because it was Steel Song and then Blue Steel. Like Blue Steel and Steel Song was just heavy in the meta at that challenge.
Oh yeah, dude, for
Didn't run
sure.
into no green steel. Didn't run into no green steel. None.
Wow, that's actually insane. Yeah, I ran into 4 blue steel, but wow, you didn't see any green steel. I mean, sometimes.
No green steel at all. At all. 2 ruby amethyst players and that's it. No red blue. No, everything I was prepared for did not go like what I like. I had a like when you go into a tournament expecting the meta to be the way you want to, and it shifts on you, it's a battle game. And definitely the best of twos, you have to be careful every move you do because like you can get 2-0 really quickly if you're not ready for it.
Yeah, dude, I totally agree with that sentiment. A lot of people wrote off green purple from the meta. Like a lot of people didn't think green purple is like a relevant deck. I don't even think there was any in top 64 for that event, unfortunately. But I don't think that's because the deck isn't good. I think that's just because a lot of people aren't playing the color combination. What is it about the color combo that stands out to you, and like why do you choose to play it? Aside from Jafar, obviously.
Yeah. The fact that you can take a song from a player hands is so powerful early in the game at turn two, where the 2-drop Ursula. The fact that you can have an Ursula that can sing double time a lot of songs. Right now in the next few meta, I'm thinking about other songs that she can sing that can be very deadly to the game since Bucky's leaving. Um, like Ursula 3-drop is really a slept on card. I know everybody from day one said it was broken. It does a lot of wonder works. But this is evasive package that it has in total. It's like not evasive like, oh, you got to deal with me. It's evasive that have abilities that you have to get off the board because it will be a problem. So I think the
Okay.
combination, they complement each other really well. You draw and discard. I think it complements each other well. It's like fire and water put together. You know what I'm saying? But like you can use both ability to either destroy or heal your situation.
Okay, okay, yeah, I like that you said that. Like you have multiple evasive characters that are problematic not just because they're questing lore, but because they're having extra abilities go off. Like your Blue Fairy and your Diablo, they're both drawing you cards for different reasons. And I think that's really. I think Blue Fairy is for sure a card that needs to be looked at this format. I know I was also playing around with like a green purple deck that played both Bucky and Blue Fairy before Pixelborn. Got disrespected, but I haven't really been able to like just pilot it or perfect it. And I wanted to play green purple for the DLC Texas. Actually, you can ask Zach. I was on that deck for a good like week and a half, and I saw your posts talking about Jafar. I just wasn't a Jafar believer yet, man. But after this event, I really want to see what you can possibly do in the next format. So speaking of the next format, I'm sure you've been seeing the new green purple cards coming out. How do you feel about First of all, how do you feel about the Bucky errata with this deck? Are you going to keep playing this deck, or are you going to maybe switch it up?
I mean, the Bucky Arata is like pretty much. It doesn't affect us really on the green purple because we always shift no matter what. It was the reason why Bucky was so powerful for the steel because steel has almost every floodborn for every turn. For us, when we use the green purple, we always shifting because shift, like you said, like Pegasus comes with ability when you shift with him, gives everybody in the board evasive, which is very powerful. Which I was using that a lot because it saved my Ursula from getting smacked the next turn. So after she double sings, also that I feel like the next set is going to be quite funny because they reveal Iago for Inkable that when he quests, he gets your pay 2 less for an action, and it's funny that he's green Iago. So I think they know what it was. I think I know what I was going at with this deck, these two combos. So it's just coincidence, people hitting me up from all around the world, talking about, yo, they got the Iago 4-drop. It's meant to be. Like I was like, oh wow, I didn't even know that. Pay
Yeah,
2 less.
that's the so you can go the Diablo turn 4, then turn 5 shift Jafar, pay 2 less for your next action, and then sing something like second starter to right a little quicker. A big sing, make it a little easier to sing. Okay, I gotta ask you, how many times did you resolve second starter to right during the DLC?
Oh my god. All right, so I felt bad at my opponent in round three because yeah, round three was the tiebreaker because she had the advantage because she has the okay, still song, the first drop, Cinderella. So she had control of the board. She just kept blowing up my board with the songs. And I count how many times, because you only got 4 of everything. So pretty much while she was blowing up my board, I'm counting up how many stuffs that she already used, how many Storm Rage on, how many Along Came Zeus. So I was able to get the Ursula 3 drop with the 4 drop Jafar, and was able to see if she was gonna get the wheel or not. So it was a tough situation, because if she would have got the wheel, I would have been screwed. I had the 7 drop in my hand and the second star to the right, ready to sing. So she didn't have nothing. She just placed a Robin Hood, hard cast it. I'm like, okay, sure. So I was able, and I was already at 10 Lord. So my turn, I barely draw. I was like, look, I'm gonna shift and I'm gonna double sing this. And I had to explain to her how this worked. And then she goes, Touche, that's a good game. A good game. So I did it 2 times. I was able to knock it off 2 times. It's a hard combo, but it's worth it.
Okay, okay. I think it's too greedy. Like, so in general, like that's the times you resolved. Did you ever use the card in a scenario where you didn't sing it twice?
Yes, I had to. I
Okay.
had to have Pegasus and the regular Jafar sing it, because it's good to have good 5 cards in your hands for a reload. That's why I use Strike a Good Match. People use Strike a Good Match to just try to look for cards. I use it like for filtering cards and trying to see what's a better option for my hands. So I just use that. Sometimes I use it to win the game. Sometimes too, I just have Jafar desert it and just 2 more points. That's it. 2 more lords and that's it. There.
Strike a good match. Yeah, I like strike a good match with Ursa the Deceiver of all. That's a +1. People don't realize that. If you strike a good match with Deceiver of all, you technically get a +1 instead of just replacing the cards in your hand, which is nice.
Correct.
Yeah, man. And then Under the Sea. Gotta ask about Under the Sea. You're playing multiple sync together cards. So
Yeah.
I just wanted your curve is really nice too. So I imagine you're able to slap some of these on curve.
I got a funny story. Blue Steel that at 2-0. If he's watching or listening, I'm so sorry this happened. But yeah. So Under the Sea, still blue is gonna be strong in the meta, so I already knew I was prepared for that. So I know they run clock that has ward, that has attack 2. Usually they use not too many high end, like they use Bell, so there's like too much attacks underneath 2 and under. So this guy, he had game on his turn. He was able to put out almost 3 clocks out on me, and I had Pegasus and I had Ursula out already, and he said my turn, like it was either my turn to win or his turn to win. So when it was my turn, I was able to sing Under the Sea and got rid of all 3 of his clocks. And so that play comes a lot in clutch, because it saves me from the Mufasa decks. It saves me from Amber Steel players too. It saves me from a lot of, because a lot of these cards that come with great abilities, they're underneath 2 attacks and under. So I try to Under the Sea has always been my trump card. I actually, tell you the truth, that card saved me more that day in Texas than anything. So to be honest, I put that card as my MVP, most underrated card. I think it's beautiful. It saved me out the whole situation. Definitely against a mirror match too. So
For sure. Yeah, no, and then you said you were able to 2-0 most, if not all, of your Ruby Amethyst matchups. So that must have been like a really good feeling, knowing that that was probably one of the more popular decks going into the meta. We did want to go over some mulligan, strategies and some
okay.
questions. So yeah, what were some cards you were looking to keep, I guess, if you didn't know what your matchup was?
First thing first, Diablo. I try to get the first drop Diablo so I can get like the resource I need to know when my opponent's playing ahead of time, so I don't have to guess on the ink and when he drops. If I don't have that, it's always good to have a backup like Pegasus, so I can keep on questing, so to have evasion until you answer it. So I try to mulligan for the Diablo first. If I don't hit it, or Bucky or Blue Fairy, I'll still always have the 2 drop Ursula. But yeah, I think the best thing for you to do is try to mulligan for the Diablo, because that right there, that card, even though it's a 1/2, even though it's a free shift, it's a very powerful card in the meta right now. To let you know what your opponent hands ahead of time, you don't even have to sit back and like get ready for it. You already know what time it is. So
Okay, what about like songs? Like if you open up like a hand with like Ursa, Deceiver of All, and Friends on the other side combo, do you hold on to that, or are you a little bit more like
Yeah.
weary of like the Emerald matchup type stuff?
For some reason, I know I'm gonna like later on discard, so I keep a Southern Chill and a Friends. And for some reason, I'm always drawing the Blue Fairy, so I'm able to shift Diablo and have Diablo sing. Get discard the Southern Chill and have Diablo sing the Friends to the other side. So that's like so good because you get to have 4 cards in my hand like instantly.
Yeah.
Now
Oh
you can
yeah.
get rid of Diablo. Already did his job. It's like, and my opponent, I did it to them a few times. They was very upset because they're like, "What can I do now? You're gonna draw 4 cards. I get rid of it. It doesn't matter at this point. It did its job. As long as you get the value out of it, that's how I feel."
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Alpha JBO. I'm about to share my screen right now, and you're gonna show us how to play this green purple Jafar deck. So this is the opening hand. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah, this is. Let me see here. Let
All
me
right.
see. Let's see
So
your
this
screen.
this is the opening hand right here that I have. I opened up Bucky, Sudden Chill, 2 Shift Diablos, a Friends on the other side, a Peter Pan Shadowfinder, and an Ursula Deceiver of All. We don't know the matchup, and we're going first. What do you do?
All right, first thing first, I'll mulligan one of the Diablos, the Peter Pan, the Ursula, and that's it.
Okay, so you want to keep Bucky, Sudden Chill, and the Shift Diablo. Why don't you keep the Ursula combo piece and the Friends?
Ursula combo piece. I usually because we run 4 of her. I'm gonna see her eventually. It's gonna suck that you're gonna see her again and again throughout the early set. So try to keep her as a trump card, kind of. In this case, I already see I had the Diablo early on with the Bucky. That's pretty much a strong curve right there. Than me trying to draw for more.
Okay, okay. So we're gonna put those back. We saw Ursa Deceiver of All, another Bucky, and then Under the Sea off of that. So okay, okay. So a second mulligan. Let's do a second mulligan. Actually, we're gonna do a second mulligan. This was a more difficult one. Zach, you see this opening hand. What do you think of this deck now, Zach?
Well, I'm sure a lot of cool combo decks run into this problem a lot, where their strategies kind of conflict on the curve. Even though your curve is built pretty well, this has probably happened to you more than once, and I can assume that and don't get me wrong, I understand why people do it, but I'm really scared we don't find something, and we do play the Shift Ursula, so I'm thinking about keeping that Ursula. If not, it's a full
Correct.
mulligan. What do you think?
Correct. Correct. 100%.
Okay.
Keep the Ursula to job. Yep.
Keep the Ursula, get rid of
Yeah.
everything else. Okay. And then for people
Correct.
people at home who might not see the game that way, why would you not keep this Jafar combo right here?
Because too strong of a curve, and you don't have enough. You had to put out more cards for it to happen.
All right. Yeah,
Um,
you really need to aggressively mulligan sometimes with some of these decks to really see your early game. Look at that. We saw Diablo for turn 1. We saw
Woo!
our Shift Diablo off of that. And then we even saw the Jafar, so that'll be nice. So, what do you ink what do you ink and how do you play this matchup?
All right. So what I ink the Pegasus and
Okay.
play Diablo.
Shift Peggy, play Diablo, look at the opponent's hand, and they're playing Ruby Amethyst, so they have a beat prep
Ooh,
Mali,
this is
Flynn
right.
Rider, Merlin, Chernobog followers, Medusa, and Maui.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what you believe to be one of your best matchups, right? Since you 2-0'd both of them in Swiss, so he's in Ink the Maui,
Mm-hmm.
play the Chernobog followers, they pass. Um, Now we draw a second Diablo. What's your play?
All right. First play is I shift the Diablo.
First thing first, shift Diablo,
Mm-hmm.
discarding the
Sudden
sudden
chill.
chill. Not
Mm-hmm.
strike a good match.
No, right now, since you already drawn to another 1-drop Diablo that you don't need, I use the strike a good match for the filter. So
Uh,
I dump out the Diablo instead.
Oh, okay. So you want to sing strike a good match right now?
Mm-hmm. Correct. 100%.
I like that. Okay, so you just want to filter into some better cards that you want immediately, huh?
Correct.
Okay.
And there you go.
All right, now we
And
discarded.
then
Oh, now we can play around Brawl in like 2 turns because we drew Cove, which is nice.
mm-hmm.
We know he has B prep in hand, so I kind of want to hold this or just save that. What do you discard?
Correct. Diablo.
Discard Diablo. Yep, just get rid of that Diablo,
Mhm.
and then we're inking and playing a card, right? How are we doing this?
We're gonna ink Southern Chill and then we're gonna put Hidden Cove to Diablo.
And then move Diablo to the Cove.
Mm-hmm.
Already taking him out of brawl range. Now we get to draw for our Diablo, which is nice. Ooh, we drew Peter Pan Shadowfinder, which is pretty cool. This lets us sing a bunch of stuff in this deck as well. They're gonna play a Flynn, but our Diablo's stronger than their Flynn anyways. Ooh, now we got the big Ursula. Okay, so what's the play?
All right, so the big Ursula. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna ink Jafar.
Yep.
And then we're gonna play. We're gonna play. At this moment, we're gonna be playing. I believe the Peter Pan Shadow, just to get the evasive up ready, just in case we get early a game.
We start
And
questing,
then
right? We don't need to pop. We don't need to chat. Yeah, I would start questing.
I mean,
You can challenge with
I
the
will attack
Peter
the
Pan.
followers, so you don't get a draw benefit, but we benefit from them drawing. So I will
That's
quest.
true. That's true. That's true. And then, well, we can challenge this, but do we want to challenge this? No, right? Because then,
No,
yeah,
it's
okay.
2 cards. It's extra cards.
Right. Okay, so them not drawing off the Chernobog is something that the AI does, or maybe your opponent might do, or in general. But either way, some players don't necessarily play around that all the time. And if they draw off the Chernobog, we get to draw off Diablo.
I mean, I'm curious to why the AI wasn't swinging into the cove the last turn. They could have swung and then killed it with the Flynn. That would have prompted us to kill the followers with the Peter Pan
or the
Flynn.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now we drew into Jafar and Flynn and Bucky. Do we just set up a Bucky play where we go like Bucky Ursula, so next turn we can like shift this?
Correct.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
I like how your follow mine work.
Yeah, man. That's just this deck. It's. I'm starting to see the lines, bro. I'm starting to see the lines, and we're gonna hit this B.
See the lines.
I think we're gonna hit the B prep instead of the B king because we have plenty of cards to.
And once we drop the big Ursula, he won't be able to sing the B king anyway, so it won't be that strong. I think we do kill the followers now because no, I don't think we do that.
You want to kill the followers?
I think we kill it now because we have the cove and we want to protect that cove.
That's true. That's true. I do want to protect the cove.
Yeah,
I like cove.
Correct.
Okay. Now we're in a crazy spot. We're drawing cards off Diablo. We can shift this Ursula into a big Ursula. We're gonna trigger our Buckies, and then we also have the Flynn to close the game out. Okay, they do have rabbits, but we're just drawing off Diablo every time. And yeah, this exactly like you were saying, Zach. They could have started to clear the cove in case they draw Brawl, but they didn't. But even then, like cove wasn't gonna die for like 2 turns anyway. So. Now what do you do? Are you setting up a double Bucky play here, or are you just trying to drop this big Ursula?
Let's drop the big Ursula now.
Inca Pegasus, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Ink the Peggy. We're going to shift the big Ursula onto our little Ursula. Ooh, they discard a Madame Medusa. And now you just quest with everything?
So I will quest with the Ursula, exert the Flynn Rider, and take it out with the Diablo.
Yep. In case you guys didn't know, Big Ursula has an ability. Whenever this character quests, you can exert chosen character. Other characters can't sing songs as well. So we can get rid of their Flynn Rider. We can challenge it with our Peter Pan Shadow, which I think is fine. I'd rather challenge it.
No, he wants to do the Diablo into it.
Really? Okay.
Diablo can stay alive.
Just get the value.
Correct.
At that point, just get the value. Now, do we want to kill any of the Maleficents to ensure the Cove stays alive in case he has Fox?
Well, Fox would kill it anyway.
That's true. Oh, you know what? That's true. Fox will kill it anyways. Yeah. Because it's 4-2.
So,
you know what? No, just quest then.
Quest with Peter Pan.
And pass a lean. And we pass. And now we draw for their draw phase again off Diablo. And that's pretty nice. We drew a big Jafar. They play a big Sisu. And that's pretty much it for them. And at this point, we have everything we need. We're gonna be able to use.
This is the wonderful thing about the matchup towards the Ruby Amethyst. We control the board at this point.
This is insane. This is actually unfair. Because we just. Okay, you don't even gotta coach me, bro. I'm gonna ink my Jafar. I'm gonna play this Bucky. And I'm gonna play Flynn. Discard too, bro. Look at me, I'm a Jafar player now.
Sing the Bruno. I mean, might as well.
Oh, I'm for sure. Only Ursula can sing though. That's the shtick. But we're definitely gonna sing the Bruno because I don't want to deal with your Sisu buddy. Yep, there he goes, the Sisu. And now we just quest with everything. This deck is nice. I like this deck. Sick, bro. Sick. Okay, I'm pretty sure we win this one, right? I don't think we need to go too deep into this one. Let's do one more mulligan. One more mulligan real quick. And let's see how we like this. So, it's a 62 card deck?
Yes.
Okay. So, this mulligan we opened up Under the Sea, Big Pegasus, second star to the right. We have Ursula Deceiver all, Small Pegasus, Small Diablo, and Friends on the other side.
So, I would mulligan the Under the Sea, second star to the right, and the Ursula too.
Okay, you want to keep your Shift Peggy combo in this song?
Yeah.
Okay. So you really like keeping the songs in this deck, huh? I've noticed that you don't really get rid of them.
Yes. I don't get rid of them because most likely because I run over. I think if I'm not mistaken, the deck list had 18 or 19, so I'm gonna see another song.
Okay, so
Um,
at that point, you're just better off like, okay, I'm gonna have two songs, so you better
correct.
just discard one. Okay, all right. So
Correct.
we drew into another Ursa Deceiver of all, a Jafar, another Deceiver of all.
Did I tell you she's gonna keep coming?
Yep, exactly. Yeah, she's gonna keep coming. All right, so do we ink one away then?
For this one, it's usually a sad part. Yeah, Big Jafar.
Okay, so ink away
Yeah,
Big Jafar.
and then play the Pegasus.
All right, just start getting that early lore gain. We'll play Pegasus right there. If they're gonna go ahead and ink Merlin Goat, they're gonna pass. Now our turn. Okay, so we can ink a card and play this Ursa Deceiver, or what's the play?
The plan is for this one, it would be play that Ursula. I would ink the Diablo because at this point we're not hurting too much for it. Because my rule of thumb is if they don't get Diablo turn 1, it's pretty much useless at that point. And Ursula 2-drop can let me see the hands anyway. So
Okay. So we are looking at their hand. We're gonna hit this B prep, but they have double Flynn, Fox, Rabbit, Medusa,
ooh.
and Magic Carpet. Magic Carpet should have been a Pegasus, or could have been a Cusco, but I had it in the deck for a cool minute. That
And
was that
Quest
was
of
the
Pegasus.
that was the spice before I played Teeth. They're gonna ink a Madam Fox. They're gonna play a Magic Carpet, and they're gonna
Okay.
pass. Now our turn. Ooh, we drew Bucky. So we have two plays here, right? We can play Bucky and then next turn shift this or something, or we can set up our Deceiver of all and friends on the other
Yeah,
side combo
ink one of the deceivers,
and play a
and
Deceiver.
then play it. Correct.
Okay.
Just
So
quest with the
Yeah,
Ursula. Just
Quest for
oh,
Ursula because they
okay.
don't have nothing. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I was thinking about maybe keeping the Deceiver in case they top deck Brawl and then they go like back to back Brawl or something, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So I think we're chilling. So they're gonna ink a Flynn Rider, play a Flynn Rider, and they're gonna pass. So now this is one of my favorite plays to do in this game with this color combo. Friends on the other side with Ursa Deceiver of all, right? We're taking this every time.
Yep.
And we're
So take that.
and we're gonna start off drawing. I think it's very good practice to start your turn off, using card abilities that are gonna draw you cards. That way you can decide what you're gonna do after. So that's always the first thing we do. And then we can draw
Right.
again. We draw 4 cards. Ooh, and we have second star to the right next turn. Very.
And then I will ink one of the big Pegasus and shift it so you can protect her on the next turn.
Oh, you're so right. Okay. Is there a world where we keep one of the Peggies because we have Bucky? Do we want to ink this instead, the Diablo?
Yeah, Diablo at this point, yeah.
Okay. So I like that. But okay, so this is some next level play right here. Shift the Pegasus. So now this has evasive and they can't. Okay, and now they can't get rid of our Ursula, Deceiver of all, unless they have Brawl. And we know they didn't have it last turn, so they have to do it off curve. And we can still use this last ink to play Cove right there. Awesome. Okay, man. Hey, this is pretty nice, dude. We just drew 4 cards, and we gave all of our guys evasive. And next, we could draw 5 cards next turn, 10 cards potentially, right? Is this really gonna happen? Okay, I'm gonna do it. You're gonna make me do it. You're gonna make me sing. You're gonna make me sing twice, bro. All right, so second star to the right. Sing this 5. We're gonna draw 5 cards. A self. I want to draw 5 cards, not my opponent. That's insane. Yeah, we'll do it again. We'll just draw 10 cards. Bro, look at this. So we have good match. Friends, Deceiver, Bucky, Flynn. This is hilarious. Dude, Bruno. We got double Peggy. We got big Ursula, small Ursula, another Cove. The cards are off the screen at this point, bro. Okay, I gotta ink something. I think I think at this point it's safe to say we can ink at least one of these cards. I'll ink a Cove. We don't need a second.
You want to hear another nasty move?
What's the nasty move? What's the nasty move?
I would shift another Pegasus just to keep
Oh,
everything safe.
there you go. Oh, you know what? We could even do them better. We could do them better.
No.
Oh, wait.
No.
Oh, I misplayed. I was supposed to.
Oh.
I was trying to go back. I wanted to play Bucky Shift Pegasus. That would have been broken. That would have been broken. The Bucky Shift Pegasus would have been the play there, but we'll just play. We're just gonna play the Peggy. This is gonna. I get it though. That was completely my fault. That was my fault. Yeah, it was Bucky Shift Peggy. They would have discarded. Everything would have had evasive. B King, sure, buddy. I'll get rid of that one. Actually crazy. Okay, now we're gonna Bucky Shift Peggy. So we'll Bucky there, and then we'll Shift Pegasus again. Boom. Everything has evasive. And you discarded a card. If we would have done it better last time, then they would have discarded both cards. Oops, I don't know why I quested with that. Could have sang that. You can just sing with everything. This deck is crazy. Like like you just have like infinite cards now. Like I don't even really need.
Hmm.
I could just like ink everything, play everything. I love it. Anyways, that's how you win with Emerald Amethyst Jafar combo deck. That's insane, bro. I always mess up on
The
those
deck is
somehow.
not easy to play. So I'll tell you that it's not easy to play. Every move is worth not messing up. To be honest.
Yeah, no,
So
I can already see it. There's little things right there. Just even that last turn where I didn't play Bucky Shit Peggy, that meant that my opponent had one card in hand. That could be the one beat prep that I didn't make sure they get discarded. But
correct.
yeah, but no, man, that deck is really nice, dude. Like I can see why you like it. Drawing 10 off of second star to the right just feels nice. And in general, you have a lot of win conditions. The Jafar combo probably lets you secure the bag. Playing goats in a deck is just always good in my opinion. Yeah, man, I really like the innovation. I like that. Lorcana is in a space right now where you can make a deck like that and still like see results at an event. A lot of people love to chalk up card games too. Tier zero decks and dice rolls and all this other nonsense. Give me before we let you go. How do you feel about the 2 game format? How do you feel about the Lorcana meta? Do you feel like it's as polarizing as people say? Do you think it's a lot more diverse?
To be honest, I hear that a lot. People ask me, best of two. I feel like it's okay for now, but I like best of three. Best of three. Um, I mean, people feel like the best three is not good because whoever win the dice roll get the favor. But as you can see, if I'm going first or not, Green Safari doesn't matter if I go first or second. You know what I'm saying? I made a deck that on my turn I can still draw cards. On your turn I can make you. So it's just pretty much I made a deck that I can win going first or second. So I think best of three, it kind of like if I was going best of three, I think I would have beat all the still songs. Because best of three, you can get, you find out because best of two, somebody can catch you off guard. You can't do nothing. It's too late. You only got one game to make it up. Game three, you can just, do the best you can, and you guys use your best sources and learn from each other. And fortunately, if they can find a better way to, it'd be like a re-dyro for game three, it'd be better that way, I think. So I don't hate it. I don't discriminate it, but I wish best of three would be pushed more than best of two.
Okay, and what about like in terms of like the meta and like picking a deck? Like, do you feel like you need to play something like hyper meta, or do you think like you would still play a green Jafar deck going into like the next Texas Championship or the next DLC? I mean.
The next DLC, well, a lot of great players on top been telling me to get with the program. Like for me to be good, play good decks. I tell them I'm good. I'm a, I'm gonna make it my way. Like just like JBO stand for just being original. I'm against the meta. I want to because I didn't know this movement at Jafar would be so big right now. It's like people are like I didn't expect it. I just did it for me, and just for me to show people I can, make certain cards good. Anybody, it's just play style. Um, I didn't know it would be a great big movement. You know what I'm saying? People coming into me like, man, thank you. I've been liking this card. Man, I don't want to play Ruby Gems. I don't want to. I'm want people to say that you don't have to play the top decks to be a great player or enjoy the game. If you can find a play style that fits you, and you can probably go. I just want to show that I can do it that way. I know I might take some bumps and bruises and might not make it every time, but I'm at least try. I almost did it in Texas. I was pretty much 4 points to rob, but it would have been amazing accomplishment that if I would have made top 64 with that deck and the best of three format. I think that deck does wonderful in best three. I never had a complaint with best three with that deck. So your answer, yes, I'm playing against the meta. Always will be.
I definitely think that the home brews aren't given enough credit. There's a lot of people that are like making their own lists. I did see like a Steel Foss also get a Let It Go during this DLC challenge. So it's always good to see everyone kind of just bring their own little fresh ideas to a big event. And are we going to see you in Vegas?
Oh, definitely I'm in Vegas. I'm definitely in Vegas. Definitely going hard on set five. Already have a few. The community is awesome, man. The Jafar people. Shout out to my Jafar people. I love all you guys. Thank you guys for the support. Without you guys, what I'm saying, you guys say I inspire you. You guys inspire me. I just want to say that. And Lorcana Goons, been watching you guys since day one. Shout out to Chris. He's my guy. Day one. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, this is the community is beautiful. So yeah, I'm definitely going to five. And definitely, you guys, when you guys see me, you guys already know who I'm playing. Look, right here. Until he goes to the top, baby, I ain't stopping. Yeah, I was actually known for the Mufasa deck. Remember, I was known first, but I was like, do something different. Oh, bro, shout out to the lamp, baby. Look,
Shout out to the Gem Tech. Yeah, we love to see it.
first thing first, you guys definitely find me in the Disney Lorcana community. Find the little Jafar face. I gotta send that. um, also, I just everybody in the community forced me to have a YouTube channel now, so I made a YouTube channel. Alpha JBO. You guys can find me there for Disney Lorcana content. Twitch as well. So it's crazy. They making me come out of my look. So usually when I make decks, it's hard for me to explain why I did it because I'm kind of a little insane in the membrane. But they I love the community because they encourage me to come out of the box, and then I motivate them, they motivate me. The true story. So, and it's great that a card game can like unite a lot of people in the community too as well. Like it's awesome. It's a beautiful thing. So, but yeah, no, definitely that. You guys can find me everywhere. It's Alpha JBO now. They had no choice now.
Iron
But
sharpens iron,
that's
my man.
it.
Yeah,
Sharpens.
definitely want to definitely feel you on that one. Really quick before we let you go, we know Jafar is your favorite character. We know Aladdin's got to be your favorite Disney movie. But tell everybody that's watching, what's your favorite like
Mhm.
scene or your favorite moment from that movie?
My favorite movie is not from a Jafar scene. It's from Aladdin. When he gave after he did all that for bread, piece of loaf of bread, but he seen that the kids needed more than him. So he gave it to the kids his last breath, like his last bread that he worked so hard for, and that's the rule of thumb of life I would go by. Um, there's other people out there have it hard than you, and try to do the best you can to give back, and that's how I do. That's how I am. So that's my favorite scene in Aladdin.
Heck yeah,
So
dude. Love to hear that. I feel like I try to also resonate with that as much as possible, especially in this Lorcana community, man. We're all players, we're all Lumineers, we all want to be better at the game, we all want to win these challenges, these events, these set championships. And at the end of the day, I like that you've been helping the community play the game. You've been responding to those people around the world that want to know more about your deck, like myself. Like I'm all over here on the West Coast, and you're out there in Florida, bro. But I feel like we met in Texas, and I feel like we're homies now. And I think that means a lot, man. So like if you guys also want to be part of the Lorcana Goons community, of the Jafar community, like, comment, and subscribe to Lorcana Goons. Go check out Alpha JBO on Facebook, Twitter. If you're not there yet, make sure you get a Twitter, Alpha, and Twitch, YouTube, etc. So you can also keep up with his anti-meta playstyle and whatnot. But yeah, man, congrats on getting your Let It Go, on earning top 128 at the DLC Texas. Good luck at the DLC in Vegas. Can't wait to see you there. Any final shout
thank you
outs?
so much. Thank you so much. No, shout out to Lacana Goons, man. Day one, man. You deserve everything. Right now, I've got the baby going crazy in the background, but day one, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Since day one, you deserve everything, bro. So I'm just saying. Now, shout out to me. I'm just fitting what I fit in, But you've been doing it since day one, bro. You deserve every 110% credit, dude. So
Thanks, man. And I really appreciate it, dude. I really appreciate that you were able to come on here and talk to us about the deck. And yeah, same thing. I agree with you, by the way. If you are playing an anti-meta deck, if you don't want to play meta, if you want to be a meta killer, you can definitely be that player, dude. We've seen it happen many times. A couple other Lurkana well-known players who refuse to, adapt to the meta and, make their own homebrews. But I think a lot of it is building a community too and knowing how to work around that. Because I know that you are very active in the Lurkana community, and you definitely take what other people tell you about your deck to heart, and it works out, man. And it's the first of your journey to Let It Go, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna see you in day 2, so you can show us the power of green purple Jafar in a game 3 format.
thank you for having me, and I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna make it. I'm trying to take Vegas home. I know it's not sound crazy, but I'm trying to take it home.
No, man, not crazy at all,
Mark,
man.
mark my word. I said it here first. I said it here first.
Yeah, not crazy at all. I admire the perseverance. I admire the attitude. I'm the same way. We're gonna play each other in the finals, bro. I can already see it. It's gonna be me, you, and Zach in top 4, bro. And they're gonna, or
Oh,
one of us
Let's
gonna take,
go.
one of us
Let's
gonna take Vegas
go.
home, man.
oh.
Zach, do you have any
Let's
final words before
go.
we call it a day, Zach Stone?
As of always, guys, this is Quest with a Guest, the podcast where you can lore for more. Make sure to join that Discord. The community is popping. We got a bunch of people sharing and cool ideas. Alpha JBO is now part of the community, so the Jafar conversations are going to go crazy. Get inside the community, guys.
All right, stay tuned to Lurkana Goons, and we'll see you goons next time.
Bye, Goons.